Well, we're here live at the Society of Petroleum Engineers stand, SPE. You'll recognise that, of course, from SPE Offshore Europe. And I'm joined by Ian Phillips, who today, for the conference, you're wearing two hats, so to speak.
Yeah.
Care to explain that to us?
So one hat I'm wearing is with the SPE. I've been the chair of the SPE for some years. I stepped down in July, but I still run the Offshore Achievement Awards, which is an awards dinner and a competition for a variety of technologies, a variety of companies, a variety of individuals. It's actually been running for 34 years. Originally it was called the Scottish Offshore Achievement Awards. It was run by Scottish Enterprise, but about 10 years ago the SPE took it over and it's just gone from strength to strength. This year we're particularly proud to announce the creation of a new award focused on the energy transition. So I guess somewhat topical, but we're particularly keen that the society should recognise technologies and companies that deliver processes that are going to do something about our carbon emissions.
So interesting, the Offshore Achievements Awards has been on the go for 34 years. This event itself has been on the go for even longer, and how the events adapt to the industry trends, the industry needs, and as you say, energy transition is the phrase on everyone's lips this conference.
So I think the energy transition is literally critical to our future, and it's probably in two areas. One is actually offshore production, the process that we use to produce the oil and gas. We've been doing what's been normal for many, many years, but normal's no longer good enough. We've got odd things where we get emissions. So there's a big focus on technologies to reduce emissions. The holy grail would be if we could decarbonise our product. So for instance, if you could convert oil into hydrogen, then you'd have a clean fuel to burn. That's still a bit of a pipe dream, but there are some people looking at it.
The Society of Petroleum Engineers brings together the conference diet at Offshore Europe. How much work and time goes into bringing that to fruition?
So the simple answer is a lot. I was a member of the technical committee, which is probably about 40 people, and we solicit papers. We encourage people we know who've got technologies that the industry would be interested in. We get a lot of unsolicited abstracts submitted. We then have to choose them, and what you've got now as a result is 3 conference streams running throughout the 3.5 days of the whole event, and absolutely everything, including things like energy transition, but a lot of quite detailed technical things, and an awful lot, as you might imagine, of digital technologies are being talked about, a lot of robotics, but it's very much the place that the industry comes and talks about its technology.
Isn't it just? And I think both of us will certainly be, having been to many Offshore Europe through the years, you notice the difference of what people are bringing to their stands. So the heavy kit, the big tools, are less, and it's all about technology.
Yeah, the big tools and big kit hasn't gone away. It is just that it's big. It's also the main purpose is to go and work offshore. So a lot of it's just busy offshore. But there are some pretty impressive pieces of technology. I see a lot of new ROVs. I mean, for instance, there are several electric ROVs have been launched literally at this Offshore Europe. There's quite a lot of new technology to make well interventions easier, and there is some pretty big kit here. But you're right. There's a lot of digital stuff. A lot of people just doing things on videos. It's much easier to show the complexities of what your kit can do when you've got a video with animation. But yeah, it's a pretty impressive show.
New cutting edge kit, technology, innovation, and a new venue. How are you finding the new venue for Offshore Europe?
Pretty damned impressive. I think you'd have to say I came here a couple of weeks ago when they invited the public in to do such important things as checking all the loos would flush simultaneously, but it's worked. I know a couple of the people who are involved in organising it, and there's a little bit of that swan on the surface and much paddling going on underneath, but as a visitor it's pretty impressive, and what a great facility. I think Aberdeen can be justifiably proud of it.
Are you looking forward ahead already to 2 years' time? SPE always have to look ahead. I wonder what we'll be seeing in 2 years' time.
Yes. So I think the future is, as they say, digital. So I think there'll be a lot more digital. I think we're almost on the cusp of deployment of some of the digital technologies, stuff that's been under development and in trial for the last few years. It's going to hit mainstream. Clearly, low carbonness in general, energy transition is so important, and I think you'll see a lot more of that as the North Sea, particularly, I think, leads the way in adapting to the challenge of climate change.
And you and I will be discussing it then. It's a pleasure to speak to you, and enjoy the rest of Offshore Europe.
Thank you.